Africa. It holds our imagination the way no other continent does. Perhaps because we came from Africa many thousands of years ago. Something primal, something deep connects us. Friends of Conservation does its work with the Maasai in Kenya's Masai Mara, helping them find sustainable ways to live in this ancient and fragile land. It is there that the largest remaining mammal migration on Earth, herds of wildebeest in the hundreds of thousands, pass every year. Truly a wonder of the natural world. FOC's grassroots work supports the Maasai, helping them to preserve their way of life. Because if the land goes and the wildlife disappears, the tourists disappear. And so does the income. The Mara, which is the most visited destination in East Africa, would be finished, and the economy of East Africa, which depends so much on tourism, would be gravely imperiled. Why is this important to us in the Western world? Because increasingly radical groups which don't have our best interests in mind are gaining ground. We now know that the rampant poaching of elephant and rhino in East Africa is funding militant terrorist groups and destabilizing the region. And this has alarming implications for the West. Every day in Africa, 100 elephant are slaughtered for their tusks to feed the voracious Asian appetite for ivory. At this rate, Kenya's elephant will be gone in fewer than 10 years, and the African elephant will become extinct in the wild. The very good news is that as of today in the Mara, poaching is far less than Kenya's national norm. The 13 FOC community scouts, who are all Maasai, have played a crucial part in this success, in the past 2 years reporting 75 incidents of wildlife poaching, which led to 35 arrests and 23 successful prosecutions. Education continues to be a vital part of our work. FOC helps educate Maasai adults as well as children about conservation, and in the last year alone, FOC engaged some 5,000 Maasai in community outreach meetings and workshops. The Scouts tackle relevant topics such as anti-poaching awareness and human-wildlife conflict prevention, and they explain the devastating effect that inappropriate land use and poaching have on their lands and their lives. FOC has planted over 350,000 trees in the Mara and teaches the Maasai that trees are valuable resources, providing shade, windbreaks, erosion control, valuable herbs, and when properly husbanded and harvested, income. In 12 schools, FOC programs teach over 1,000 Maasai children annually the value to them of preserving their natural lands, engaging them and their teachers in conservation projects. FOC's wildly popular Rhino Watch program takes school children into the Masai Mara National Reserve, which they could not afford to visit on their own, and shows them firsthand the beauty and value to them of the lands and wildlife the tourists come to see. FOC also strongly encourages the education of Maasai girls, because all too often against their will, they're taken from school at 12 or 13 and married off for a bride price of cattle and goats into a lifetime of servitude. We have seen that an educated woman ensures that her family is clothed, fed, and schooled. She is empowered and empowering, an asset and an inspiration to her entire community. FOC provides education, training, and expertise, never cash. We work with the local Maasai, maximizing support for the Mara with innovative, community-centric programs and initiatives. We've helped keep the Mara safe for over 3 decades. It's simple. If local peoples benefit from preserving their lands, then conservation works, and the entire world is more secure. I ask you to do what you can. The need is great and the time is now. There will not be a second chance. This is Royty Butler from Friends of Conservation, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.